Hey, my name is Samantha. I am an intern right now at NFOCO, Networking Families of Colorado, and what my company does basically is raise funding for underprivileged children and their parents. So, what the money goes towards is helping basically fund parents that can't afford to pay for daycare or after school care. And what we do is we put money towards parents so they can stay in work while their child is being watched at an after school care program. So it's a really great organization, and I've been happy to intern there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about numbers 13, 10, and 3, and those are going to be the main topics I'm going to be talking about. So basically, question 13 is, if I could begin this internship again, I would be sure to blank, and basically I would be sure to not be so afraid. I was very nervous for this internship, and I didn't really know what I was getting into, and I mean, the mission was great and everything, so that's kind of what caught my eye on it. But other than that, I wouldn't be so nervous working for this nonprofit, and they're highly accredited, and so I just wanted to make sure I was putting like my best foot forward. And next time I would just make sure to take it easy on myself and not be so worried about meeting all the criteria that they had, as well as the criteria for the class, and as well as getting something out of it on my own time. So I've never worked for a nonprofit before, so kind of if I could do it again, I would just make sure to, lighten up on myself. So let's see, number 10 was, my ideas about leadership have gained better focus through blank. And basically watching others in the organization. I mean, that has been super instrumental in how I learn, because I like to watch what other people are doing, and I learn from that because I kind of see what works for them, and then I go in and kind of take my own perspective on it. So let's see, so watching others throughout the organization. So I see a lot of delegation, which is really important because it helps everyone kind of meet the areas that they need to meet to keep, the nonprofit running well. So delegation, communication through lots of emails. There is not a day that goes by that I am not checking emails, but if I didn't, I would get behind and I wouldn't be on top of like the latest of what's going on and what we're working on basically for that week, because it usually changes a lot. Let's see, I check my emails. It's great because, it helps me stay connected. So I really am connected with the company. I mean, there's a lot of communication that goes back and forth. And so, I mean, it is just consistency, I would call it. They're very consistent on making sure we're all meeting our criteria. So it's just really helped me in that sense get an idea of what's going on. It's great because let's see, I work 5 days a week right now, and I've really learned the importance of time management. I know that seems like, I don't know, broad, like you should know that by now, but I mean, it is serious. Like, there is no, like, if you drop the ball, I mean, it affects other departments, so you don't want to do that. So anyways, so that was pretty much it for 10. Just really learning about leadership through others is basically the main way I can phrase that to make the most sense, because I mean, it's huge watching these people, and women, men, anybody in the business, just go at it gung-ho. I mean, they're just telling people what they need to do, and I'm just watching just different leadership strategies, because there's a few different executive directors that work in the office. So anyways, neat to see those perspectives. For number 3, it talks about, before I started this internship, I would have never believed that blank. So basically, I would say that I'd never believed that I learned so much about myself. I've learned how to handle like constructive criticism pretty well. Like, for example, I created a press release, and they had told me like, well, you didn't really incorporate our mission, so I had to start from scratch and make an entirely new press release. But once I did that again and I like used their feedback and I made like a polished version, they loved it. And so that was a huge boost for me because I was like bummed on the first round, but just like keeping, not getting discouraged was huge. Because I mean, it is intimidating when they're like, you messed up, da da da. And I was like, no. But then other than that, let's see. I learned how to network better by asking like local businesses for their support. So fun fact, I like got 13 businesses to support our nonprofit, which basically just means that they have like a little bowl or jar that has like our message and meaning and purpose on it, so people can donate to kind of raise awareness for struggling parents who want to help their children but are struggling themselves. And so anyways, so that was a big deal for me, and I'm very happy how that turned out. So again, every single time that I've had like a mountain to conquer, I mean, conquering the mountain has definitely given me confidence. That's the word, confidence. And so when I say I've learned a lot about myself, it's basically through, trial and error and just building that confidence that I can do it as long as I push through and don't get discouraged. Rather, if I could be in the internship again, focus on leadership or learn something about myself, all I can say is that just, yes, not getting discouraged. And I know I've enjoyed the process throughout. And so I would definitely sign up for this internship again, probably just because I know how it works now and I'm not as fearful as I was getting into it. So that is about it. Thank you.